Jennifer Sellers surrounds herself with memories and pictures of her daughter, Sydney.
She was beautiful, took after her dad.
Their relationship appeared as close as any mother and daughter could be.
We went and got hair together, we did nails together, we did Walmart together.
Yet Sydney kept secrets. Those secrets would lead to tragedy on December 7th, 2014, when Sellers found her teenage daughter hanging from a belt in her bedroom.
It was such a shock that I opened the door and I said, Sydney, that is not a funny practical joke.
Only it was real.
I immediately ran into the room, and so I didn't have the strength to pick her up. That's when I started screaming for my husband. He picked her up, I cut her down, we laid her down on the ground, and he immediately started CPR, and I called 911.
Sellers, a child advocacy attorney, still struggles to understand why her daughter would commit such a drastic act, especially since she had shown no signs of depression or trouble. Even the morning of her death, Sydney gladly attended church with her family.
Went to Mass. Really proud that day. That was her first day as an altar server. So we were just excited, you know. She's in the robes and she's going to be up on the altar, and she did a great job.
As word spread of Sydney's death, her family learned from friends that she had been bullied at school and had also been cutting herself. Yet nothing prepared them for an online conversation they discovered on Sydney's smartphone. At the time of her death, Sydney and a stranger had been messaging one another on an app called Kik. The subject, erotic asphyxiation, or breath control play, which is the intentional restriction of oxygen to the brain for the purposes of sexual arousal.
I mean, I've been married 17 years and I haven't had conversations like that with my husband. There was a conversation happening at the moment she died between her and a person who purported himself to be a teenage boy. And it was disgusting. And he was giving her instructions on things to do.
Sexually?
Yes, very sexually.
Many teens log on to the internet from the privacy of their own bedrooms, not from a PC, but from a mobile device, like a smartphone or a tablet. And they're often connecting with people they don't really know. And their parents are completely unaware.
Predators are everywhere on the internet. They know which sites kids tend to populate and go to. They pose as someone that a child might easily talk to.
Smartphone apps are often the weapons used to target kids.
They know how to lure these kids into what looks like harmless things and get them talking.
What parents need to realize is that your teens are living in an entirely different world on social media.
CBN producer Caleb Kinchlow showed us some of the popular apps used by teens to connect on the internet, often with strangers.
You know, Facebook is not the most popular app like it used to be. You know, now it's Instagram, Snapchat, Uvu, Kik, Vine. Teens are more willing to share information that they normally wouldn't be comfortable sharing, including nude pictures, mature content, and things of that nature.
Sellers says the man chatting with Sydney could not be traced because the Kik app allows users to connect anonymously. Today, this grieving mother spends time talking to troubled teenagers and encourages parents to keep up with their kids' lives, something she regrets not doing with her own child.
I had gotten complacent. My husband had gotten complacent. She went to school, she came back, she did her work, she made great grades. You know, we figured we were good there.
Mental says parents need to monitor their kids' internet activity as much as possible.
They need to be able to look at every device and say, is there a way to access the internet from that device? Because a lot of people don't think about like an Xbox, being able to get on the internet from there. So you need to think about what devices do we have in the house? How is the access set up? What are the settings?
Sellers agrees.
Most parents are fine if their kids run off on their tablets or their phones for an hour before they have to get in the shower and go to bed. They're not monitoring that. If you bought that phone, if you pay for that phone, I don't care what they say about their privacy. That is your property. You have a right to know what's on it. Search it out. and you need to know what's going on with your kids' electronics.
A move that, while unpopular, just might save a life. Charlene Aaron, CBN News, Pell City, Alabama.